I was listening today to a talk by Marianne Williamson, the spiritual teacher. I don't know her work very well, but what I have heard I've always found to be very wise, very comforting, profound. And there was a line that she quoted from a poem by Rilke. I'm going to read the poem and then I'm going to pick out the line that she did and share some brief thoughts on it, because I think it has a lot to tell all of us who are looking for a way to work with emotional pain of any kind. Someday, emerging at last from the violent insight, let me sing out jubilation and praise to assenting angels. Let not even one of the clearly struck hammers of my heart fail to sound because of a slack, a doubtful, or a broken string. Let my joyfully streaming face make me more radiant. Let my hidden weeping arise and blossom. How dear you will be to me then, you nights of anguish. Why didn't I kneel more deeply to accept you, inconsolable sisters, and surrendering, lose myself in your loosened hair? How we squander our hours of pain, how we gaze beyond them into the bitter duration to see if they have an end, though they are really our winter-enduring foliage, our dark evergreen, our season in our inner year, not only a season in time, but our place and settlement, foundation and soil and home. Now the line that Marianne Williamson chose was, how we squander our hours of pain. How we squander our hours of pain. What is the lesson in that line? What does she mean by squander our hours of pain? What did Rilke mean? When we are depressed, we often have a very powerful urge to push the depression away. It feels like our enemy. It feels like something that shouldn't be happening. We feel that our depression is wrong, that it is a sign that we have failed in some way, that something is happening that just shouldn't be happening. It's very natural, therefore, to fight it, to struggle against it, to blot it out. It's why when we start to dig beneath the surface, so many of the behaviors, the ways of acting in the world that cause us pain can be traced to our impulse, our instinct, our reflex to try to escape from those dark feelings, the feelings that we think we shouldn't have, the feelings that we resent. That doesn't work. In fact, by running away, we very often seek refuge in behaviors, addictions, obsessions, compulsions, anything that we think will help us to escape. But Rilke is challenging us to do the opposite. The start of the poem is full of almost religious rapture. He talks about angels, about radiance, about jubilation, that feeling of connection, of joy, maybe in more contemporary language, of confidence, of happiness, of being okay. Because actually being okay is more than okay. It's really good. It's great to be okay. And I think the wisdom in those words is the encouragement or the invitation to meet our negativity, our darkness, our depression with a different attitude. I'm not saying we'll like it or enjoy it, but can we allow it at least? Can we accept it? Can we sit with it? Can we resist the impulse to deny or suppress it or blot it out? And at least in the moment, in the here and now, that it's with us, that it's paying its visit, can we just be with it? Because in my experience, the lesson or the wisdom or the insight that it has to give us will reveal itself, usually slowly, gradually, over time, perhaps over years of time. But it will reveal itself far more readily when we resist that impulse to run and we simply meet that pain, that darkness, that misery. We accept it. We allow it to be as it is for the moment that it is there. It doesn't mean we want to be miserable forever. It just means we work with what is happening inside us rather than running away. This is a practice. It's not a one-off event. I would have found it quite hard to hear these words earlier this year when I was really in the grip of it, when my physiology and my thinking was, in a sense, possessed or hijacked by the thought form that was causing so much unhappiness. But on the other side of it, I can hear Rilke's words and I can hear the truth in them. So, if you're in it now, allow it. There is a process that is taking place that your conscious mind probably won't be able to understand. But something is happening that needs to happen. And the more that you can accept it, work with it, be with it, listen to it and invite it, consciously invite it to teach you what it needs to teach you, then the quicker you will move through it and connect to that radiance, to that light that lies on the other side. I could talk about this for hours, but I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for listening again. If it's been any help whatsoever, email me, message me in some form or another. It's not hard to do these days. And I hope that we'll get another chance just to take these few minutes like these and explore those realms that are often not part of polite conversation, not what we talk about in our work or indeed in our leisure time, but they need their space too. Thank you. Until next time.